Thank you for joining this lesson. Welcome everyone. This is STEM Smart Academy. We are going to discuss that is grade 9 KJSEA Mathematics Term 2 Prediction 2 from International Star Assessment Series Publishers. We are going to discuss this particular paper in detail all the way, both the section 1 and the section 2. So make sure you stay attentive, share the link with your other friends so that they can also follow along. If you are following it for the first time, don't forget dropping a comment and subscribing to our YouTube channel so that you can get updated whenever we upload a new content. Our consultation number is 07 41 30 43 11. It is pinned there at the chat section. You can look at the chat section and WhatsApp us for any series that you might want. Allow I go to question number 1 of this wonderful question paper. We are going to question number 1. Now when you look at question number 1, it reads, a truck was loaded with 9.99954 tons of cement. Round off the mass correct to 3 decimal places. So how do we perform the rounding off? So when you have the number 9.99954 and the question is telling you just make sure your answer is exactly correct to 3 decimal places. That means after the decimal point, you should be having 3 digits. The first digit after the decimal point is 1. It's 9. The second digit is 9. The third digit is 9. So this is the third digit. Look at the digit to the right. The digit to the right is 5. So it will increase the value of this one by 1. Once it increases the value of this one by 1, these ones here are going to vanish or to disappear. So 9 plus 1 is 10. You write 0 carry 1. 1 plus 9 is 10. 0 carry 1. 1 plus 9 is 10. 0 carry 1. Then point 10. So we are getting our answer as 10.000. This is the most accurate answer. The most accurate answer therefore becomes choice B for boy. Choice B for boy. Remember, all the exam series are available. All the exam series are available. You can just WhatsApp that particular number or make a call. Then my team will be able to respond to you. Let us look at question number 2. Question number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Wanyama was told to express 3:5 as a percentage. What did he get? The first thing you need to know, how do we convert a ratio to a fraction? 3:5 is a fraction, can be written as 3/5. Then this 3/5, you have to multiply this by 100 so that you convert this to a percentage. So when you have 3/5 by 100, this exactly gives you a 60%, which is choice B for boy. Let's look at question number 3. Question number 3 says, Musangi harvested 10,000 kilograms of coffee on the first day and 8,000 kilograms on the second day. What was the percentage decrease in the amount of coffee harvested? before getting the percentage discount, let us compute what is called before getting the percentage decrease, let us first get the decrease. The decrease, you take the original, which is 10,000, you less the new 8,000. So there was a decrease of 2,000. So having a decrease of 2,000, now to compute what is called the percentage decrease, you take the decrease, which is 2,000, divide by the original value, which was initially 10,000. Then you multiply now this by 100%. So when you take a network, so they're asking which of the following numbers is an integer. One major thing, learners, you need to know is that an integer must be a whole number. An integer must be a whole number. And decimals and fractions are not part of the integer. So when you look at question choice A, these are decimal, a mixed fraction. So this one is no wrong. This one is also a mixed fraction. This one here is a decimal number. Negative 23.00 is just a whole number, which can be said as negative 23. So this one is correct. So the most correct answer here is D for dog for question number 4. Question 5. Solve the following. 10 divided by negative 5 plus into negative 2 plus 1 times negative 27. When you have more than one operation, always remember to apply what is called the BODMAS. Brackets, yes, they are there. So this will be 10 divided by negative 5. A negative 2 plus, is this a plus or a minus? Let me hope it's a plus. Negative 2 plus 1, that is negative 1. Then times negative 27. Then you go to off, then division is there. 10 divided by negative 5, that is now negative 2. It will be now negative 2. We are now going to have this as negative 2 minus 1 times negative 27. Then you go to multiplication. This will become negative 2. Negative 1 times negative 7, negative 27, this will be positive 27. So this will be plus 27. Now when you have negative 2 plus 27, you're going to get your final answer as positive 25. Your final answer will be positive 25, making choice D for dog the correct answer for that particular question. The correct answer for that particular question. Let us look at question number 6. We are told the cylinder below has a diameter of 8 centimeters and a height of 35 centimeters. What is the volume of the container in cubic centimeters, taking pi to be 22/7? Taking pi to be 22/7. What we know here is that volume is given by pi r squared h. That is the formula for calculating volume. So our volume here will be 22/7 multiplied by, if the diameter is 8, then the radius will be 4 squared times the height of 35. This is going to give us, when you look at it well, 22/7 multiplied by 4 squared by 35 gives you 1,760. 1,760 cubic centimeters, making choice A for apple the most correct answer. Choice A for apple becomes the most correct answer. Let's look at question number 7. 3 buckets have capacities of 16 liters, 12 liters, and 20 liters. The buckets were filled with water using a container. What is the capacity of the largest container that can be used to fill each of the buckets in exact number of times? So 16 liters we have 3 buckets, and they're asking the buckets, the capacity of the largest bucket that can be used to fill each of the buckets in exact number of times. So this we are going to get what is called the LCM. Let's get the LCM in that question. So we are going to get the LCM of 16 of let me say 12, 16 and 20. We're going to be very, very keen on the computations. 2 here it is 6, 8, 10. 2 here is 3, 4, 5. Again 2 here, 3, 2, 5. 2 here, 3, 1, 5. 3 here, 1, 1, 5. Then 5 here, 1, 1, 1. So this will be 2 raised to power 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 power 4 times 3 times 5. When you multiply, let us see, 2 power 4 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5, you're exactly going to get 240 as your answer, making choice B for boy the correct answer. Choice B for boy, the correct answer for that particular case. Allow I go to the next question. That is question number 8. I'm seeing people following keenly. Make sure you drop your comments and also you follow our live session. We are told Mwaura, a grade 8 mathematics teacher, wrote 16 over 15 raised to the power of 2. Evaluate this expression. So when someone writes 16 over 15 raised to power 2, this person means we are going to square this number. It is like saying 16 over 15 multiplied by 6 over 15 multiplied by 6 over 15. Remember that 6 times 6 is 36 all over. 15 times 15, this is 225. So you need to know this. So when you take 36 over so that is the answer, which can be simplified even to 4 over 25. But in this case, when you look at the choices, we don't have 4 over 25, but we are having 36 over 225. So we are going to pick this one. It means the number was squared. To square a number is simply to multiply the number by itself. To those who are asking my consultation number, it is 07 41 30 4311. Let us look at question number 9. Let us look at question number 9. We are being told, which of the following matrices has the order 2 by 3? You remember when you talk about the order of the matrix, this is it means it has how many rows? It is normally row, number of rows times the number of columns. So this means we are looking for a matrix which has 2 rows and which has 3 columns. Let us look at the first one here. Choice A, how many rows? Row 1, row 2, row 3, column 1, column 2. Choice A is very correct. Choice B is a 3 by 3 matrix. Choice C, these how many rows? 2 rows and how many columns? 3 columns. These are 2 by 3. The correct answer is not choice A, apologies. Choice A is a 3 by 2 matrix. Then choice D, how many rows? 3 rows times how many columns? 1 column. So because they want a 2 by 3 matrix, remember it is a 2 by 3 matrix, meaning that the number of rows must be 2 and the number of columns must be 3. So this exactly gives choice C for cat as the most correct answer. So because they want a 2 by 3 matrix, remember. Allow I look at question number 6, ladies and gentlemen. Number 10. Determine the gradient and the y-intercept of the equation y is equal to mx plus 4x plus 5. Let me give you this way. When you talk about the y-intercept, when you have the equation in the form of y is equals to mx plus c, m is normally the gradient, and the c here, the c is usually the y-intercept. This one you should be knowing. And if that is the case, dear learners, if that is the case that you know, then when you have your equation in the form, when you look at this, we have y is equal to 4x plus 5. Then the 4 becomes our gradient, the 5 becomes our y-intercept. So they want the y-intercept and the gradient and the y-intercept. So the answer should be 4 as the gradient. The y-intercept is 5. So it is 4, 5. 4, 5. Exactly choice C for cat. Choice C for cat. Let me have a look at question number 11 now. Calculate the volume of the figure below. When you look at this volume, this one is a square base. This one here, the formula will be cross-sectional area times length. We are going to say volume is equivalent to the cross-sectional area times the length. The cross-sectional area is this triangular part because it appears twice, you can see. So the cross-sectional part is the triangular part. We are going to have it as a half multiplied by the base of the triangle 8 times the height of the triangle 6. This gives you the area of the cross section. Multiply now the length of the solid, which is 20. So this will be like saying 24 times 20, exactly giving you 480 cubic centimeters, which is choice A for apple. Choice A for apple. Let me look at the next question. Question number 12. A motorist covered a distance of 350 kilometers in 5 hours. Determine the speed in kilometers per hour. How do we get speed? Speed is given by taking the distance divided by the time. So the distance here is 350 kilometers. So we have 350 divided by the time of 5 hours. This exactly gives you 70 kilometers per hour as the speed. 70 kilometers per hour, which is choice D for dog. Question number 13. The equation of a line is given as 3y minus 6x plus 9 is equivalent to 0. Express it in the form of y is equal to mx plus c. So when I have 3y plus, minus 6x, we are minusing the 6x, then plus 9 being equivalent to 0. This will mean that when I take everything to the right, this will be 3y is equal to now 6x because it will now become positive minus 9. When our number crosses the equal sign, the sign changes. I want to remain with y here. What do? I have to divide each element by 3. I divide here by 3. I divide here by 3. I also divide here by 3. 3 and 3 go, so I'll be having y is equal to 6x divided by 3. This will be now 2x minus 9 divided by 3, 3. So the answer is y is equal to 2x minus 3. Y is equal to 2x minus 3, which is exactly choice B for boy for question number 13. Choice B for boy. This is a very, very standard paper. Question number 14. Work out 3, negative 3, 4 minus negative 2, 5, negative 1. Let us see how we are going to work out this. 3 minus negative 2 is like saying 3 plus 2, which is going to become 3 minus negative 2 will be 5. Negative 3 minus 5. Negative 3 minus 5 is negative 8. 4 minus negative 1. You know, when you have 4 minus negative 1 is like saying 4 plus 1, which also becomes 5. So that is our answer. 5, negative 8, 5. Then we look at the choices we have. 5, negative 8, 5 is exactly choice D for dog. So that becomes the answer for that particular question. If you're following us for the first time, once again, don't forget subscribing, liking and sharing this video. Can you share it to your other friends? For the paper is very standard to help you in preparation of your end of term 2 exams. Let me again pin my number. Remember, all the midterm 2 exams are available. Just reach out via the number 07 41 30 43 11. For more information, you can call that number or WhatsApp it, then our people can help you. What is the area of the biscuit in the shape of a parallelogram? You can see here we have a parallelogram, and now they want the area. How do we get the area of a parallelogram? Area of a parallelogram is given by base length multiplied by the height. Looking at the question, what is our base length? Our base length here is 12.4. So it will be now 12.4. You multiply by the perpendicular height, 10.5. So when you multiply 12.4 multiplied by 10.5, you are exactly going to get 130.2. This is square centimeters. 130.2 square centimeters, making choice C for cat the correct answer. Question 16. What is the number 10,000 written in index form? 10,000. You know, when you have the number 10,000, let me see, let me write from this end. If I have 10,000, I'll say 10 here goes here how many times? 1,000 times. 10 here will go here how many times? 100 times. 10 will go here how many times? 10 times. And 10 will go into 10 one times. So that means that 10,000 is equivalent to saying 10 to the power of how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4. 10 power 4. So we've seen clearly from here that 10,000 is the same as saying 10 to the power of 4. So that makes the correct answer to be A for apple. A for apple. Question number 17, ladies and gentlemen. Solve the inequality 3m plus 5 is greater than or equal to 5m plus 45. So when you have 3m plus 5 is greater than or equal to 5m plus 45, let us collect the like terms. I want this one to come here. When a number crosses the inequality symbol, the sign changes. So this will be now 3m minus 5m being greater than or equal to 45 minus 5. Let us see. 3m minus 5m, what do we get? When you take 3m minus 5m, this becomes negative 2m is greater than or equal to 45 minus 5, this is 40. Now learners, give me a listening ear here. I'm having negative 2m being less than or equivalent to 40. I want to get the value of m. To remain with m, what I'll do, I'm going to divide through by negative 2. But now, take note of what happens when you divide through by a negative number. I divide here by negative 2, also here by negative 2. Whenever you are dividing by a negative number, this one will become now m. The inequality symbol changes. Because it was greater than or equal to, it will now become less than or equal to 40 divided by 2 to become 20. So m is now less than or equal to 20. Take note of the change of the inequality symbol. It is now negative 20 because I divided through by negative 2. 40 divided by negative 2 is negative 20. So m is less than or equivalent to negative 20, which is choice C for cat. Question number 18. Evaluate 25 raised to power a half multiplied by 64 raised to power a half. You know 25 raised to power a half, 25 can be written as 5 squared. Now this is being raised to the power of a half. Times 64 can be written as 8 squared to the power of a half. Applying the product law, we have the law that says a power m raised to the power of n can be like saying a mn. You can multiply the powers. So this is like saying, you know that 2 and 2 times a half can cancel. That will become now 5 multiplied by 8 power 2 times a half. 2 and 2 will cancel, so this will become 8. So this is like saying 5 times 8, which is exactly 40. 40, which is choice B for boy now. Choice B for boy. Question number 19. A line passes through the point 46. Find the value of P. How do we get the gradient? The gradient is obtained by change in Y over change in X. So change in Y will be now 9 minus 6 all over P minus 4. This should give me the gradient, which is equivalent to a half. What do we do here? We can cross multiply. This will be now 2 into 9 minus 6, that is 3. So that is 2 into 3 is equal to 1 into P minus 4. So this is like saying 6 is equal to P minus 4. Collecting like terms, so the negative 4 can cross to the left. So this will be now 6 plus 4 is equal to P. 6 plus 4 is 10. So this is like saying 10 is equal to P. So when they ask you the value of P, the value of P, learners, is exactly 10, which is choice C for cat. Choice C for cat. Let us look at question number 20. Again, learners, my consultation number is 07 41 30 43 11. You can call or WhatsApp that number for end of term exams. Question number 20. The figure alongside shows a right angled triangle DEF, given that DE is 24 centimeters and EF is 32 centimeters. Determine the length of DF. The length of DF. If this is A, this is B, I call this one C. Pythagoras theorem says A squared plus B squared is equals to C squared. My A squared can be 32 squared plus B, which is 24 squared. This should give me c squared. When you take 32 squared, that is like saying 1024, plus 24 squared, 24 squared, which is 576. This should be equivalent to c squared. So 576 plus 10,024, you get 1,600. So 1,600 is equal to c squared. To get the value of c, you square root. So c is the square root of 1600, which is exactly 40 centimeters. So c is 40 centimeters. So our length df in this case is 40. That is how you finish up section 1, section A. Let's now look at section B, which carries the most marks and involves some calculations. It is only 60 marks. For more, you can call the number 07 41 30 43 11. Part A of the question. The probability of Abigail winning a class election is 9 over 20. How many votes would you expect Abigail to get from a class of 40 learners? So to compute the number of votes Abigail will get, it means Abigail will get 9 over 20 of the votes. So I'm going to take 9 over 20. I multiply this by 40. This exactly tells me Abigail is going to get 18 votes. From that particular class, Abigail will be getting 18 votes. Abigail will be getting 18 votes. With part B, Elvis had 4 blue pens and 3 black pens. He took one pen at random and gave it to a friend. What is the probability that Amy got a black pen? So the probability of picking a black pen, we are going to take the total number of black pens, which is 3, over the total number of pens given by 3, 4 plus 3. So the probability here becomes 3 over 4 plus 3 is 7. So the probability of picking a black pen is 3 over 7 for that particular question. Let us look at question. I am going to equate this to 9 over x. How do we get the value of x in that particular case? We are going to do what is called to cross multiply. Let us do the cross multiplication here. When you cross multiply 27 times x, this will become 27x is equal to 9 times 135. This will be, you take 9, now you multiply this by 135. We multiply it by 135. So this will be 27x is equal to Let us see this. What is 9 multiplied by 135. When you take 9 times 135, you're going to get 1215. So in that case, when you have 27x being equivalent to 1215, to get the value of x, you divide through by 27, also here by 27. This and this cancels, you get x is equal to 1215 divided by 27 gives you 45. So the value of x is 45, dear learners. After getting x is 45, to get the value of y, so that was like saying 9 over 45. Instead of saying 9 over x, and I know now the value of x is 45, I'll be saying 9 over 45 now should equivalent to y over 15. When you are here, what do we do next? We are going to cross multiply. So this will become 45 times y, this will be 45y is equal to 9 times 15. So this will be 45y is equal to, when you take 9, you multiply by 15, you get 135. How do you get the value of y? You divide here by 45, also here by 45. So when you divide through, this and this will cancel. You are going to get your value of y as 3. The value of y in this case is 3. So the question was asking for the values of x and y. So I'll now say x is equal to 45 and y is equal to 3. That is how we are going to get that particular part. Let me look at question 23 now. The length of a cube is 6.47 meters. Use a ruler to determine the volume of the cube. We have a cube this way. This is the figure of a cube, dear learners. A cube has got all sides equal. The length is 6.47, width is 6.47, and height 6.47. They want the volume. Volume of a cube is given by length multiplied by length multiplied by length, because they are all the same. So this is 6.47 multiplied by 6.47 again by 6.47. Remember, you've been told just to use a calculator, so I'll press in my calculator 6.47 multiplied by 6.47 by 6.47. We are going to get 270.840023 cubic meters. That is the volume of that cube in cubic meters. I hope that has well been understood by my learners. Let me take you to the next question. Allow I take you. Someone is, let me check. Let me just check question number 17. Okay, I think to someone who is raising concerns on question 17, the question is very clear. It's only that when I divided through by a negative, the inequality symbol changed from being greater than or equal to less than or equal to. So that question is very, very correct. Someone is asking that they would like to join my online classes. Kindly, even for my online classes, kindly make sure you just call or WhatsApp my number. Then I'll be able to respond. Let me go to the next question, dear learners. Allow I go to the next question. That is After question 23, now we are going to question number 23 part B. We are now going to part B of the question paper, which says use the factor tree method to determine the value of the cube root of m cubed times n power 6. Its cube root now is what we are being asked to compute. It is something very simple, dear learners. Something very, very simple. Let us see. When you have such a question, the best way to work it out, remember, this can be written also as they are saying use the tree method to determine the value of this, the cube root. They are very specific using the tree method. This is a good one. So when I have m cubed, you know m cubed, when I have m cubed here, when I divide this, m goes there how many times? M squared times. M here will get m, then m here will be 1. So that means that m cubed can be written as m times m times m. So once we have it that way, then it means the cube root of m cubed, you are going to combine all of these into one, or into 3's, then pick one m. So the cube root of m cubed is m. Like similarly, let's do for n power 6. When I have n power 6 using the factor method, n here you'll be left with n power 5. N here you'll be having n power 4. N here you'll have n power 3. N here you'll have n power 2. N here you'll have n power 1. Then n here you'll be having 1. So you can clearly see that n power 6 is like saying n times n times n times n times n. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Then here we are going to put them, because we want the cube root, we'll put them into 3's. Up to this point you pick 1n times. Up to this point you're going also to pick 1n. So the cube root of n power 6 is like saying n times n, which is n squared. So finally, it simply means that the cube root of m cubed, n power 6, is like saying mn squared. So our answer in that case is mn squared. I hope that one has well been understood. I hope it has well been understood by my dear learners. It is my hope that it has well been understood by my dear learners. Let us look at the next part. Let us look at the next part. That is question number 24. The figure below shows a solid. Work out the total surface area of the solid. When you look at the solid, we have the top part, area of the rectangle. Let me compute the area of the rectangle. The rectangular part is length times width. So the length is 30 times the width of 14. This will give you an area of, when you take 30 times 14, you get 420. square centimeters as the area of that particular rectangle. Let us look at the next figure. You can see the semicircle. Let me talk about the cross-sectional area. The cross-sectional area is a semicircle which is given by a half pi r squared. So it will be a half times pi, which is 22/7, times, if the diameter is 14, the radius will be 7 squared. But now because I have another one there, so you multiply this by 2. So this will give me the area which is equivalent to, let me do this multiplication. When you evaluate this well, you get 154 square centimeters. Then we have also the curved hidden part. We have the curved part. Let's compute the area of the curved surface. The formula for getting the area of the curved surface is what's called a half pi dh. So in this case, it will be a half multiplied by the pi 22/7, by the diameter 14, by the height or the length, which is in this case 30. And this will give you, when you press in your calculator, 0.5 multiplied by 22/7 multiplied by 14 multiplied by the height of 30, we get 660. So now let's get the total surface area. I'll take the area of the rectangle 420 plus the area of the two semicircles 154 plus the area of the curved part 660. When you sum all these, let us sum them. When you sum the two, all the three, you get 1,234 square centimeters as the total surface area of that solid. I hope that is very, very clear. It is my hope. It is very, very clear. Let me look at question number 25, ladies and gentlemen. I'm having a watercolor painting device is valued at 400,000 Kenyan shillings. It appreciates at the rate of 10% per annum. Determine the value of the watercolor painting device after 3 years. After 3 years. When you look at the question, when you look at that particular question, how do we get the value and it's appreciating? So we are going to use the formula that amount is equal to P into 1 plus R over 100 to the power of N to calculate the appreciation value, the final value after it appreciated. So this will be, remember P is the initial value, so this will be 400,000 into 1 plus the rate 10%, so that is 10/100 times N, which is the number of years after 3 years, so to the power of 3. So this will be like saying 400,000 multiplied by, when you are here, you are going to take 1 plus 10/100, then you cube it. This will give you 1.331. When you multiply by 400, you are going to get, let me multiply this by 400,000. You are going to get 532,000. 532,400. 532,400. Question number 26, part A. The exterior angle of a regular polygon is 72 degrees. Find the number of sides of the polygon. The number of sides n of any regular polygon is given by 360 divided by the size of one exterior angle. So this will be 360 divided by one exterior angle, which is 72. And this will exactly give us, when you take 360, you divide by 72, you get 5. So this is 5 sides. And if you'll be asked the name of this polygon, this type of polygon, we call it a pentagon. Just in case you can be asked also one day the name of the polygon, a 5-sided polygon is what we do refer to as a pentagon. I hope that is clear. Thank you all to those who are really following us. Okay, I'm seeing someone saying watching live from Turkana, a grade 9 student. That is kudos. Someone is requesting for the grade 6. I'll upload that shortly. I'm also seeing someone requesting if they can join my online classes. Kindly use the link, the consultation number in the description to join our lessons. Let's look at question B of part B of this particular question. It says determine the values of m and n in the figure drawn below. When you look at it, this is 40 degrees. This is 110 degrees. What you should know that 110 degrees plus m should give me 180 degrees because those are angles in a straight line. So if this is the case, to get m, I'll have m being given by 180 minus 110. So m will be exactly 70 degrees. So this is the value of m. So if this is 70, you can now see we have a triangle. So when I take 70 plus 40 plus n, they should also give me 180 degrees because angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So this is 70 plus 70, this is 110 plus n is equals to 180 degrees. To get the value of n, 110 crosses the other side. So n will be given by 180 minus 110. So n will be equivalent to 70 degrees. N is 70 and m is also 70. Let us make progress. If you want to reach out, our number is very free, 07 41 30 43 11. You can call or WhatsApp that particular number. Let's look at question number 27. A whiteboard is in the shape of a rectangle shown below. Solve for the values of x and y. Now, for us to solve for the values of x and y in this particular question, ladies and gentlemen, one key thing you need to remember is the properties of a rectangle. That opposite sides of a rectangle are equal always. So this means this side should be equal to this side. If the other side is 48, then it means this 48 should be equal to the measure of this side, which is 4x plus 5y. In this other context, this width should be equivalent to this width. If this is 32, this 32 should be equivalent to 4x plus 3y. So to get the values of x and y, we can solve these equations simultaneously. Solve these particular equations simultaneously. I can see I can eliminate x directly by subtracting. When I subtract 48 minus 32, this is 16, will be equal to 4x minus x, they will become 0. 5y minus 3y, this will be 2y. So if 16 is equals to 2y, to get the value of y, you divide here by 2, also here by 2. 2 and 2 cancel. 16 divided by 2, you get 8 is equals to y. So the value of y is 8. To get now the value of x, you can substitute to either of the equation. I can take 48 is equal to 4x plus 5y. Now 5 into y, which is 8. So this will become 48 is equivalent to 4x plus 40. Collecting like terms, I'll have 48 minus 40 is equal to 4x. Then this is 8 is equal to 4x. To get the value of x, I divide here by 4. I also divide here by 4. So I'll get my x is equivalent to 2. Remember, my value of y was 8. By doing like that, I'll have found the values of x and y which the question requires. And that is how you get 3 marks for question number 27. Let us look at question 28 now. The diagram below represents Stephanie's rectangular floor of a hall. Omari made a scale drawing of the floor using a scale 1 centimeter represents 3 meters. Find the area of the drawing. We are supposed to find now the area of the drawing. The diagram below represents Stephanie's rectangular floor of a hall. Omari made the scale drawing of the floor using a scale 1 centimeter to represent 3 meters. Find the area of the drawing. Find the area of the drawing. So, let me first get the drawing length. Drawing length will be, if 1 centimeter is equivalent to 3 meters, what about 27 meters? You can cross multiply. This will be 1 times 27 divided by 3, which is equivalent to 9 centimeters. So the drawing length here is 9 centimeters. Let's also get what is called the drawing width. Again, we apply the same formula. If 1 centimeter represents 3 meters, what about the width of 12 meters? What about 12 meters? You cross multiply. This will be 1 times 12 divided by 3, which is 4 meters. Sorry, 4 centimeters, not meters. So the drawing width is 4 centimeters. 4 centimeters. I hope I'm communicating something, dear learners, and I hope also you are understanding exactly what we are solving in this question paper. It is my hope you are really understanding it, and you are benefiting a lot and a lot. Remember, all this is brought to you by STEM Smart Academy, free of charge. All you need is an electronic device and an access to the internet. Then it will be very, very easier for you. It will be very, very easier for you. Let us continue with our question. Let us continue with our question, dear learners. I'm seeing people tuning in, following from all over Kenya and outside Kenya. Drop comments based on how you are enjoying this particular lesson. You are free to drop your comments. So after getting the drawing length and the drawing width, we can, but come on. Let me see. The diagram below represents Stephanie's rectangular hole. These are drawing measurements, by the way. I want us to be very, very keen. Find the area of the drawing. They just want the area of this drawing. These are wrong conversions. They just want the area of these drawings. Why have I let me look at it once again. The diagram below represents Stephanie's, it is a representation of Stephanie's rectangular floor. Omari made a scale drawing of the floor using the scale 1 centimeter represents 3 meters. Find the area of the drawing. This drawing here, we need to find the area. I think we are not supposed to go to this extent. This question is a bit mixing up, but let us have it clarified, ladies and gentlemen. Already we have our drawing here. So what we are supposed to do literally in this particular question, because this is just a representation, remember this is just a representation. This is a representation. But now the big question is this: the area is rectangular, but I want to find the area of the drawing. What is the area of this particular drawing? Area, we know that area is given by taking length multiplied by the width. Area is given by length times the width. When you look at it very well, if the length is 27, what is the drawing length? We need to know the drawing length. The drawing length will be 27 over 3, which is 9 meters. 1 centimeter, if 1 centimeter represents 3 meters, which is, this should be 9 centimeters, not even 9 meters. Then the drawing width will be 12 over 3, which is 4 centimeters. So this will be 9 times 4 to give you a drawing area of 36 square centimeters. 36 square centimeters. Question number 29. Solve the inequality. We are being told, let me fix the internet issues on my end just in a minute. I think it is something sorted now. Solve the inequality below and represent the information on a graph. We have 4x is greater than 8. So when you have 4x being greater than 8, to get x you divide here by 4, you divide here by 4. So this means x is greater than 2. And if it is x is greater than 2, because the symbol is a greater than symbol, first this is like saying x is equal to 2, a line cutting the x-axis at 2, but it should be a dotted line. This should be a dotted line like that. So this is the line x is equal to 2. But now, because x should be greater than 2, x is greater than 2, so which region are we shading? We are going to shade the left hand side of that line. like that. We normally shade the unwanted region. That's how you do that question. Question number 30. Remember, my number still remains 07, 41, 30, 43, 11. The number of votes gathered by 4 candidates in a class election is represented by in a matrix as shown by below. A, B, C, D. Write down the votes garnered by each candidate. Candidate A got 15 votes. Candidate B got 13 votes. Candidate C got 19 votes. And candidate D got 18 votes. That is how this particular question is done. Question number B. How many votes did the candidate who became third got? 15, 13, 18, 19. Who was the third person? The third person is the one with 15. So this person got 15 votes. Question number 31. A straight line with a gradient of 4 passes through the point 5, 2. Find the equation of the line. So I'll take the point 5, 2. Then I'll introduce another point which I can call xy. xy with my gradient, which is equal to 4. I can now form the equation. I'll say y minus 2 over x minus 5 is equivalent to 4 over 1. What we do here, we cross multiply. This will now become y minus 2 is equivalent to 4 into x minus 5. At this particular juncture, this is y minus 2 being equivalent to 4x minus 20. When the negative 2 crosses to the right, this will be y is equal to 4x minus 20 plus 2, which finally will become y is equal to 4x minus 18 as the equation of our circle. Sorry, not the equation of a circle, but the equation of our line. Question number 32. A farmer has P camel. The number of camels in the farm is more than 6, but less than or equal to 11. Part A of the question, form a compound inequality. Form a compound inequality to represent the information. So when you look at it, they are saying he has P camels. Then the question guides us by telling us that the number of camels is more than 6, meaning that P is more than 6, meaning P is greater than 6, but less than or equal to 11. Then it means the same P is less than or equal to 11. In combined form, this will be now 6 is less than P, which is less than or equal to 11. That is how you do that particular part. That is how you do that particular part. Part B, represent the inequality on a number line. So when you are told to represent it on a number line, this is what we are going to have. Taking this as our number line, ladies and gentlemen, I can have here maybe say 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. I want to represent it on a number line. So 6 is here, 11 is here, but because this 11 is P is less than or equal to 11, the 11 is inclusive. So all this region here, that is how you represent it on a number line. The 11 has to be shaded because of the less than or the equal to symbol. It is my hope that concept has well been absorbed. The concept must have been well absorbed. Let us look at question number 30. The next question, part A of that particular question, it says, the distance from the Earth to the Moon is about 384,400 kilometers. Write this distance correct to three significant figures. Ladies and gentlemen, all non-zero digits are always significant. Then zero may or may not be significant. If 0 is found at the beginning of a number, then it is not significant. But if found at the end of a number, then it becomes significant. Just let me fix. Let us look at it. So when you have the number 384,400 kilometers, the first significant digit is 3. The next significant digit is 8 because it is non-zero. The fourth significant digit is 4. Then these are three significant digits, the first 3. Then these zeros will just remain here as placeholders. So the answer will just remain as sorry. I think there is a 4 I've omitted. After this, what do we learn? After these 3, all this will have to change to zeros to act as placeholders. So this will become 384,000 as our answer. 384,000 is our answer. The zeros at the end there are not significant, but they are just there as placeholders. Question 34. 07, 41, 30, 43, 11. You can call or WhatsApp that particular number for end of term 2 exams. 21 people working at the same rate can finish a job in 16 hours. Determine how much longer it will take 14 people to finish the same task. We've got the number of people here and the duration in hours. 21 people working at the same rate can complete a job in 16 hours. How much longer will it take 14 people to complete the same task? So this will be 21 over 14 multiplied by 16. This will mean that 14 people are going to take exactly 24 hours to finish the job. They'll take 24 hours to finish the job. But the big question is, how much longer? To find how much longer, what do? You take 24 hours minus 6 hours. This gives you 8 hours. When you take 24 hours, you lay 16 hours. This is exactly 8 more hours. 8 more hours. 8 more hours. Let me look at question number 35. The number of shoe sizes include 6, 7, 8, 6, 9, 7, 8, 6, 7, 6. Represent this information in a frequency distribution table. A frequency distribution table will be like this. We have the numbers here. Let me have the shoe size. And let me have frequency. We have shoe size number 6. How many times? What is the frequency? 1, 2, 3, 4. The frequency for 6 is 4. We have number 7. The frequency for 7 is 3. We have number 8. The frequency for 8 is 2. We have number 9. The frequency for 9 is 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, I think that's correct. So that is a frequency distribution table. Part B, identify the model shoe size. The model shoe size is the one with the highest frequency. Let us now identify the one with the highest frequency. The shoe size with the highest frequency is shoe size number 6. So the answer is 6 because it has a frequency of 4. It is appearing the most. Question number 39. Samson bought a bed on hire purchase. He paid a deposit of 8,000 shillings and 6 monthly installments of 15,000 shillings. Work out the hire purchase price of the bed. The hire purchase price is usually given by the formula the deposit plus the total monthly installments given by months times each installment. So this will be, our deposit in this case is 8,000 plus how many months? 6 months, and each installment was 1,500. So this will become like saying 8,000 plus, when you take 6, you multiply by 1,500, this gives you 9,000. And when you add this, you are going to get your hire purchase price as 17,000 Kenyan shillings. Allow a look at question number 37. Question number 37. The surface area of an open box of sides A, B, and C centimeters is given by 2b plus a into plus 2b into a plus c plus ac. Find the surface area if a is equals to 40, b is equals to 30, and c is equals to 20. Remember that the formula is surface area is given by 2b into a plus c, then plus ac. Is it plus or minus? Yes, plus ac. So this will be 2b is 2 times b, 2 times my b, which is 30, into a plus c. What's a? That is 40 plus c, which is 20. Then now plus ac is a is 40 times c 20. So this will be 60 into 40 plus 20. This is 60. Again plus 40 times 20. This is 800. So 60 times 60. This will become 3600 plus 800. This will be 4400 as the answer. 4400 as our answer to that particular question. Centimeters. So this one will be square centimeters because the units are centimeters. Remember that. Part B, factorize bx plus by plus cx plus cy. We put them into pairs and factor out the common factor. Bx plus by, b is common, so I'll have b into, it will now be x plus y. Cx plus cy, c is common, so I'll say plus c into x plus y. Those that are outside the bracket, you put them in one bracket. That will be b plus c in one bracket. Those inside the bracket, because they are similar, you only pick one. That is x plus y. You factorized that particular expression. Question number 38, which is our third last question. The figure below shows Kirawa Road playing arena. The arena is in the shape of a square-based pyramid. The arena was to be painted outwards. Part A, determine the surface area to be painted. So in other words, this is a road. I want us to be very, very smart in how we reason towards this particular question. And understanding what is needed of you as a learner is very, very important. Let us have a look at it. We are being asked to determine the surface area to be painted. To determine the surface area to be painted, we have this triangle. It is, let me see. Yes, we have this particular triangle here. It is my hope you can easily see. This is the height is the height is 10, the base is 15. The height is 10, the base is 15. Let us get the area of that triangle. Area will be given by half times base times height. So this will be when we have to solve it, we are going to take it this way. A half we are going to have it as a half now, multiplied by the base, which is 15, and the height, which is 10. So this will give you this is going to give you a half times 15 times 10. I hope I've read it well. Yes. So this will be, when you take that is 75 square centimeters. But from the figure, how many triangles we can see? We can see 4 triangles. So you multiply this by 4. This is going to give you 300 square centimeters. Then also, we are having the rectangular part, area of the base. The base is a square, so that will be side times side. So this will be 15 multiplied by 15. It is meters, not centimeters. So it was oh, there is a difference, huh? Because I can see some measurements were meters, some were centimeters. If I dealt with the 10, let me deal with them as meters, huh? Or let me deal with them as centimeters. Sorry, I had not taken a keen observation on the units. You can see the base is in meters, but the height of the triangle is 10 centimeters. So if this was in meters, let me make it into centimeters. I'll multiply this by 100. So this is going to make some amendments. So it is going to be a half times 15 meters, which is like saying 1500 centimeters, times 10. This is now going to be, when you take, this will be 7500. Because we've taken a half times 1500 times 10. But now because we have 4 figures, 4 triangles, we multiply that by 4. When you multiply that by 4, you get 30,000. Now these units are in centimeters, so this is 30,000 square centimeters. So when we go to the base, we are going to multiply side by side. But because this is in centimeters, I'll also convert the other one to centimeters. 15 meters by 15 meters. 15 meters is like saying 1500. So this will be 1500 multiplied by 1500. We are going to do this multiplication. So this will be, when you do that multiplication, you are going to get 2,250,000. 2,250,000 square centimeters. So now to get the total surface area, you take 2,250,000 plus 30,000. This will be giving you 2,280,000. 2,280,000 square centimeters. Part B, the cost of painting outside walls is costing 1 meter per painting 1 square meter is 200. So what is the cost of painting this? So let me convert this one to square meters. So when I have 2,280,000, I'm going to divide this by 10,000. So the 4 zeros and the 4 zeros will cancel. So this is like saying 228 square meters. And you know that 1 square meter is costing 200 shillings. What about 228 square meters? You now cross multiply. This will be 228 times 200 over 1, which amounts to, when you take 228 times 200, this is 45,600. 45,600 Kenyan shillings. Question number 39. The diagram below represents a sector of a circle center O, radius 14 centimeters. Calculate the area of the sector. Area of a sector is given by the formula theta over 360 pi r squared. That is the formula in use. So our theta here is 90. So this is 90 over 360 by pi, which is 22 over 7, by the radius 14 squared. When you multiply this well, 90 over 360 by 22 over 7 by 14 squared, you are going to get 154. 154 square meters as the area of that sector. Question number 40, which is our last question of discussion. Construct a square of side 7 centimeters. Measure the diagonal of the square. What is the length of the diagonal? So they want to construct a square. How do you construct a square? Draw the line and make sure that this is 7 centimeters. From here, you can construct a perpendicular bisector. How do you construct a perpendicular bisector at this point? Stand here. Make an arc, come to one of your arcs, make an arc, come here, make another arc. Then draw a line that goes up. Measure again another 7 centimeters. It will be somewhere here. This is 7 centimeters. Let's do it to this other point. Stand here, make an arc, come here, make an arc, come here, make another arc. Then you draw your line, measure 7 centimeters, it is here. Now join it this way. That is our square. Then from it now we are being told to measure the diagonal of the square. This is what is called the diagonal of the square. That is our diagonal. Now, the question is, they want the measure, the answer for that diagonal. If you did your construction well, your diagonal should measure 9.9 centimeters. 9.9. This measurement here, 9.9 centimeters. Remember, this is 7 centimeters. This is also 7 centimeters.